Welcome to the last video in sequencing Microsoft Office 2010. My name is Matt van der Plas, and in the previous two videos I've demonstrated you how to prepare your sequencer workstation for sequencing Microsoft Office 2010 and the actual sequencing step. So now in the third and final step I'm going to deploy the sequence that we've created of Microsoft Office 2010 to an end user workstation. So this currently is a clean installed Windows 7 PC. I'm going to pick it up by installing the Microsoft Application Virtualization Client 4.6 on this machine. For this reason I've set up a command line that holds a couple of properties to set the Application Virtualization Client in standalone mode. Obviously you can install the AppV client for all the scenarios that are normally supported as well, but for demonstrating purposes I'm going to use it for standalone mode. So the first thing I'm going to do is install the AppV client. So the AppV client is installed, and you can check by starting the AppV client management console. But first I'm going to install the deployment kit just like I did on the sequencer machine. So just like on the sequencer, I'm going to replace the PID keys section with the actual key that was provided to me. That's my own personal Microsoft Office license key. So next you need to activate the deployment kit proxy through the following command line. So in this command line there are a couple of things you need to check. First of all, there's the package GUID, which should match the package GUID of your particular package. There's a package version in here as well, which should match the package version that you've created. And there are the names of some of the applications of Microsoft Office like Outlook and OneNote, and the application names of the proxies we've created. So if you follow this recipe and you've copied these names, then these should be okay. If you've altered them, you should alter the command line as well. So let's first change the package GUID. So the package GUID is located in any of the OSD files that were created by the sequencer, and you can open them in Notepad. So there are two GUIDs referenced in the OSD file. The first one is the application GUID, which is located on the soft PKG section of the OSD file. And then there's the package GUID, which is the GUID we need, which is located in the codebase section of the OSD file. So once I've pasted that information into the command line, the next section is the version section, and you can check that as well in your OSD file. The version is located here. So copy that out into the command line. So let me check the Outlook name, which is Microsoft Outlook 2010 Beta, and OneNote name, Microsoft OneNote 2010 Beta. Microsoft Outlook 2010 Beta. this is the name of Microsoft Outlook, so that's correct. And the other one is Microsoft OneNote 2010 beta, which is also correct. Then there's the MAPI server, which is currently called Proxy Mail 2. Let me check if that's correct. That's actually the name of the proxy OSD file. The virtual search host, which is called Proxy Virtual Search Host, which is also the correct name. Then there's the control panel item, which is Proxy Virtual Mail CPL. This is actually called Proxy Virtual Mail CPL. And there's the OWS sub server, which is called the Proxy Virtual OWS Sub Manager. So this name is correct as well. So once this command line is correct, you can run it on the machine. So now the AppV client is prepared to support the Microsoft proxies. So the next step in the process is to actually load the package of Microsoft Office into the AppV client cache. So you can copy out this command line. So this first command adds the application package to the client, but does not load the package just yet. So this next command actually loads the package into cache. So now the Microsoft Office package should be in our environment, and the proxies should be enabled as well. The first noticeable change on our workstation is the availability of a mail control panel item that leads to the virtualized version of Microsoft Office. Launching the virtual mail control panel item lets you configure Microsoft Outlook just like you would when Outlook was locally installed on this machine. So once you've configured your mail profile, you can start using Microsoft Outlook. So since we haven't started Microsoft Office just yet, we have to activate it, and we will be using the MAC key that was provided to the AppV deployment kit. So in this screen you can select Next, and the activation is successful. So once Microsoft Outlook has downloaded the email, it will start indexing for the fast search functionality, meaning that I can search my entire mail environment and it will quickly show all the keywords I searched for and the mail thread it occurs in. Another thing I like very much is the integration with SharePoint, where I can drop down and select Edit in Microsoft Office PowerPoint. So I have now directly opened a PowerPoint presentation from the SharePoint while Microsoft PowerPoint was running virtualized. Integration of Microsoft Office with the operating system extends even further with the availability of the Send To functionality right from Explorer. You can right-click a document, select Mail to Mail Recipient, and the proxy Mail To will open, and you can directly email your document through Outlook. So let me finish up with demonstrating the document indexing functionality of Microsoft Office 2010 by selecting a word in this document, for instance System Guard. Office document indexing now also supports running Microsoft Office Word virtualized. So when I type in System Guard in the search tray, it will actually point me to the document holding that keyword. So that concludes my video on sequencing Microsoft Office 2010. I hope this has been informative for you. Be sure to check out my other blog posts and videos as well. And I want to thank you for viewing.